Hey, what's up, guys? I've been super busy lately finishing this book, but I'd like to show you what I've done here. I've done something crazy. So it's kind of a clusterfuck, I realize, but it's still significant. Here we go. Okay, so let's just go to, that's not the first page. Okay, so as you can see, as you flip the book, it's going to show you the motions of the sun and the moon. It's also got animation. It's going to show you what month the moon is in and what month the sun is in. I'll go back just so you can get a little bit better of a look at that. So it shows you page by page where you're at in the star calendar. I don't think anybody's ever done this before. So I'm actually making a cipher for other religio mythologists and stuff. But also, okay, so this is a video just showing some stuff that's in my book. It's all about the horn star. It's all about the New Year star. That's where the shofar comes from. Right, and there's the calendar. Just wanted to go through some of this stuff that I've created for the game and for the book. So as you flip the book, right, you're going to be able to see the calendar roll out over itself, right? So, but also you have what's going on here. That's to the east. What's going on right here? I believe that this is what I'm looking at the moment with this whole eco stuff because of the lore that I've uncovered here. It just seems like something's there. I feel like I got a fish on the line. But let's go through the calendar real quick if I can find it in my notes. This should work better. Okay. So here, just to get a better visual idea of what the ancients saw in their calendars, in how they saw a month as a month. So that's an important thing. Here I have the lion and the spring, and then if you look at the other ones that I'm going to get into, the lion kind of rules the sky in the summer or in the spring. And then the eagle kind of takes over, and then Aquarius comes out, and then Taurus takes over in the winter there. But this is the calendar I created and attached to the actual planet, the motions of the stars themselves, so that we get a better idea for the context on all this literature that is talking about this stuff, so that we can really familiarize ourselves with the ancient mind, so that whenever we read the ancient texts and stuff, we know what they're talking about, if that makes sense. So yeah, I thought this calendar was pretty cool. I've been building with the monad hieroglyphica. That's that little symbol in the center, and that's how all the glyphs are made. It's made out of pieces of that symbol. So I thought that's a cool thing to add and explore into the whole study. And then, of course, the Philosopher's Stone. I attached the monad hieroglyphica with the Philosopher's Stone. If you look closely at those clock hands, they're made out of monad hieroglyphica as well. I did a whole bunch of really interesting ones that are just, I'm just looking at the shape itself, wow, so this is the magic shape. Let's check it out. So yeah, we're going to get into planetary magic and all that stuff later. I just kind of add a bunch of references for the book. But this other thing that I wanted to show you that I created, it's really more about the... you can't see it, damn. We'll go a little bit into Phrixus and the parallels with, sorry about the noise, we'll go into Phrixus and the parallels with Isaac and Ishmael and the whole ram story in its full context. And just I have to show you everyone how all the stories come from other stories, and there's more to the story than the one that we're reading in the Bible or in other texts. Even there's just you got to see it all to make sense of it all. But Phrixus is an interesting part of all this. He was rescued by the golden ram, and he ended up sacrificing it instead of himself. And then there's a lot of parallels with Abraham's wife and Phrixus's father's wife and all this other stuff. So I showed you the calendar. I didn't really show you the book, but I'll have to describe the book. And it's that whole calendar I just showed you, but you can see it in the pages. I got each one on each page, so that as you flip the book, you're going to go through the calendar year and see where the planets are exactly per day. And then we're going to go per day, meticulously going through each topic as it comes up. And that includes relationships with planets, with each other, and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on. Thanks for checking it out. Okay, what's up? So I'm going to try to get you through this whole book. I need to pay rent tomorrow. I realize I hate asking anybody for help. But I have got like $40. I need about $160 just to pay my rent. So it's not that much money, but if anybody's got a couple $100 they could loan me, I guess that'd be cool. I hate asking, but I just got the memo. I've got to pay rent tomorrow, and I've got $40 to my name. I've been living basically starving and finishing this book. So I look like shit, I know, but here we go. So the one on the top, so as you flip the book, it's going to show you this in the book per day. So each one of these frames is actually on a page on one side of the book. So as you flip it, you can kind of wrap your mind around where the sun's at, where the moon's at. But here in this window, on the upper side here, that is what you see that night at about 9 o'clock at night after the sun goes down, to show you who's kind of ruling the sky. That's where that whole thing comes from with the lion, the eagle. See, right now we're probably in spring, but look, we're coming into summer with the eagle right there above Scorpio. And then, oh, look, we're going into Aquarius. We're going into the fall. And then now we're going back to Taurus, which is the winter. Then look, here comes Leo. We're going into spring again, right, where it starts. So that's the meaning of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, apparently, according to tons and tons of different historians who've interpreted this way. In this kind of whole other chapter, we're going to get into this. In what other people have interpreted this Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John tetramorph of Ezekiel or John the Revelator. They both have this. They're talking about this: the lion, the ox, the eagle, and the man. And that's Leo right here, the lion, going into Aquila or Scorpio, the eagle, going into Aquarius, the man, going into Taurus, the ox. I see it a little bit different than anybody else that I've seen anybody else interpret it as, but that's what I'm talking about with the nighttime rulers. And so they have their own section in the book. I mean, on the right side, not where the cartoons are. Now here on the bottom, we have the heliacal rise through the years. So if you were to just take a picture at sunrise, this is about what you would see every morning before the sun comes up. So this kind of shows the line of birth of the heliacal stars through the year, and it should be somewhat accurate. I did my best. So as you flip the pages, say that you go to the second day of Taurus or whatever in the third chapter, or the third chapter, you're gonna see what's rising on that day in the morning before dawn. to just kind of show you the ancient calibration stars and how it might have looked back in the day. And the purpose of all this is to provide context for the literature that we're reading, that we lost our mind, literally. We lost our ancient planetary, magical, astronomical mind. And now we're reading the same literature and we don't even know what we're looking at because we don't have the same mind anymore. We lost the contexts. So that's my mission, is to re-provide the contexts of everything. I do kind of have a desire to end dogma, in literal belief in silly things, unbelievable things that are designed for you to sacrifice logos to it. So I personally don't want to sacrifice logos. I think logos is critical infrastructure, and I'm not sacrificing logos to dogma. So if you're with me, support me. Go ahead and send me a message if you'd like to pre-order this book. It's a really cool book. I want to make it as valuable as possible. And again, this is just a companion to the game. It's like the encyclopedia companion to Abraxas, which is a whole chess variant with a life of its own. And I've gotten into that a couple times. You can tune in on the channel that I've made on Odyssey here. And I really need some support, guys. I just have like $300 a month in bills, but I'm completely flat broke, and it's getting a little bit stressful. If I could get some Patreons or something, that'd be great. I need a whole team. I need a whole team to really perfect this whole thing. People that are really interested in what I'm doing.